Have you ever felt like you're talking but no one is really listening? Like you're pouring your heart out or trying to explain something important, but the other person just doesn't seem to get it? We've all been there. It's frustrating, isolating, and it can make us question our own ability to communicate effectively. The truth is, communication isn't just about talking, it's about connecting. It's about building bridges of understanding between people, no matter how different their backgrounds or perspectives may be, and that requires a conscious effort to not just speak, but to truly be heard and understood. Today we're going to explore the 3 pillars of effective communication. These are the foundational principles that underpin all forms of meaningful interaction, from casual conversations to boardroom negotiations. By mastering these pillars, you'll be well on your way to becoming a more confident, compelling, and impactful communicator. So if you're ready to transform the way you connect with others, let's dive in and discover the power of effective communication. The first key to great communication, the foundation upon which all else is built, is active listening. Now you might be thinking, I listen all the time. What's so special about active listening? But here's the thing. There's a difference between hearing and truly listening. Hearing is passive. It's simply perceiving sound waves. It's what happens when you're in a crowded room and someone's words wash over you without really registering. Active listening, on the other hand, is a conscious choice. It's about being present in the moment, fully engaged with the speaker and what they're trying to convey. Most people listen to respond. They're already formulating their next sentence, their rebuttal, their witty anecdote, while the other person is still speaking. But the best communicators, the ones who truly connect with others, they listen to understand, they listen to empathize, they silence their own internal monologue, and focus on absorbing the speaker's words, their tone, their body language. They ask clarifying questions not to poke holes in the speaker's argument, but to gain a deeper understanding of their perspective. Active listening is about creating a safe space for the speaker to feel heard and valued. It's about putting aside your own biases and judgments, even if just for a moment, and stepping into the speaker's shoes. When you listen with the intent to understand, you're not just processing information, you're building a connection. You're showing the speaker that you respect them, that you value their thoughts and feelings, and that you're genuinely invested in what they have to say. This kind of deep listening is rare, and that's why it's so powerful. In a world where everyone is constantly vying for attention, where we're bombarded with information from all sides, the ability to truly listen is a gift. It's a gift that deepens relationships, fosters trust, and opens doors to new ideas and perspectives. So the next time you're in a conversation, resist the urge to jump in with your own thoughts. Instead, pause, breathe, and truly listen. Active listening isn't just about what's going on in your head, it's also about the signals you're sending to the speaker. These signals, both verbal and nonverbal, communicate your level of engagement and help the speaker feel heard. One of the simplest, yet most effective ways to show you're listening is through your body language. Maintain eye contact, not in a creepy staring way, but in a way that shows you're present and engaged. Nod your head occasionally to signal understanding and lean in slightly to show you're interested. Verbal cues are equally important. Paraphrase what the speaker has said to ensure you've understood correctly. For example, you could say, "So what you're saying is," or "If I understand you correctly." This not only clarifies their message but also shows that you're actively processing their words. Asking clarifying questions is another powerful tool in the active listener's arsenal. This demonstrates your genuine interest in understanding their perspective and encourages them to elaborate on their thoughts and feelings. Like any skill, active listening takes practice. It requires conscious effort to break free from our natural tendency to dominate conversations, and instead, focus on truly understanding the other person. Start by being more mindful of your own listening habits. Do you find yourself interrupting frequently? Are you already planning your response before the other person has finished speaking? Becoming aware of these tendencies is the first step to changing them. Next, create opportunities to practice active listening in your daily life. Engage in conversations with friends, family, or colleagues with the intention of truly understanding their perspective. Put away your phone, silence your inner voice and focus on being fully present in the moment. Remember, active listening is a muscle that needs to be exercised regularly. The more you practice, the more natural it will become, and the more rewarding your interactions with others will be. Have you ever been in a meeting or conversation where someone starts throwing around industry jargon, technical terms, or overly complicated language? And you're sitting there completely lost? We've all been there. It's frustrating, confusing, and it can make us feel like we're not smart enough to be in the room. This is the curse of jargon. While specialized language can be useful within specific fields or groups, it can also create barriers to communication when used with a broader audience. It's like speaking a different language, one that not everyone understands. Clear articulation, on the other hand, is about speaking in a way that is accessible, understandable, and engaging for everyone, regardless of their background or expertise. It's about using language as a tool to connect, not to confuse. So, how do we break free from the clutches of jargon and embrace the power of clear articulation? It starts with being mindful of our audience and tailoring our language accordingly. Before you open your mouth to speak, take a moment to consider who you're speaking to. What is their background? What is their level of familiarity with the subject matter? What are their interests and concerns? If you're speaking to a group of experts in your field, then using technical terms and industry jargon might be appropriate. However, if you're speaking to a more general audience, it's crucial to use clear, concise language that everyone can understand. Think of it like this. You wouldn't explain quantum physics to a 5-year-old using the same language you'd use with a fellow physicist. You'd adjust your language, your tone, and your delivery to make the information accessible and engaging for the child. The same principle applies to all forms of communication. By taking the time to understand your audience and their needs, you can tailor your message in a way that resonates with them and avoids unnecessary confusion. Clear articulation isn't about dumbing down your message, it's about making it accessible. It's about using language that is precise, purposeful, and easy to understand. Think of it like this: the simpler your language, the clearer your message. Avoid using overly complicated words when a simpler one will do. Replace jargon with plain language explanations. Break down complex ideas into smaller, more digestible chunks. Remember, the goal is not to impress your audience with your vocabulary, but to communicate your message effectively. In a world saturated with information, simplicity is a breath of fresh air. It cuts through the noise and ensures that your message is heard, understood, and remembered. One of the most powerful tools for clear articulation is storytelling. Stories have a unique ability to engage our emotions, capture our imaginations, and make information more memorable. When you weave a story into your message, you're not just conveying information, you're creating an experience. Analogies are another effective way to make complex ideas more relatable and understandable. By drawing comparisons to familiar concepts, you can help your audience grasp new information more easily. For example, if you're explaining a complex technical process, you might use an analogy of a familiar everyday activity, like baking a cake or building a house. Remember, clear articulation is not just about the words you use, it's about how you use them. By using stories, analogies, and other engaging language techniques, you can transform even the most complex information into something that is both understandable and memorable. We've explored the importance of truly listening, of quieting the noise in our own minds to absorb the message being sent. We've delved into the power of clarity, of crafting our words with precision and purpose. But there's a third pillar to effective communication, one that transcends technique and speaks to the very heart of human connection: empathy. Empathy isn't just about understanding someone's words, it's about feeling their emotions, stepping into their shoes, and experiencing the world through their eyes. It's about recognizing that their reality, shaped by their unique experiences and perspectives, might be vastly different from our own. When we communicate with empathy, we move beyond simply exchanging information. We create a space of understanding, a bridge of trust that allows for deeper, more meaningful connections. We show the other person that they are seen, heard, and valued not just for what they say, but for who they are. This isn't always easy. It requires us to silence our own judgments, to let go of our preconceived notions, and to truly open ourselves up to another person's experience. But the rewards, both personally and professionally, are immeasurable. Think about a time you felt truly understood by someone. Perhaps it was a friend lending a listening ear during a difficult time, a mentor offering guidance and support, or a colleague acknowledging your efforts on a challenging project. Remember that feeling of being seen, of having your emotions validated, of knowing that your experiences mattered to someone else. That's the power of empathy in action. It creates a safe space for vulnerability, allowing us to connect with others on a deeper, more authentic level. It fosters trust and respect, paving the way for collaboration, innovation, and genuine human connection. But empathy isn't just about understanding emotions, it's also about respecting different perspectives. It's about recognizing that our own way of seeing the world isn't the only valid one, and that others may have viewpoints that are equally valid, even if they differ from our own. This openness to diverse perspectives is crucial for effective communication. It allows us to move beyond our own biases, to challenge our assumptions, and to truly listen and learn from others. So how do we cultivate empathy in our communication? It starts with being present, with truly focusing on the person in front of us. Put away your phone, silence the distractions, and give them your undivided attention. Listen, not just to their words, but to the emotions behind them. Pay attention to their body language, their tone of voice, their unspoken cues. Ask clarifying questions to ensure you understand their perspective. Rephrase what they've said to confirm your understanding, and most importantly, validate their feelings, even if you don't necessarily agree with their viewpoint. A simple "I understand why you feel that way" can go a long way in building trust and connection. Remember, empathy isn't about agreeing with everything someone says. It's about creating a space where they feel safe to express themselves authentically, knowing that they will be heard and respected even if their opinions differ from your own. When we communicate with empathy, we create a ripple effect that extends far beyond the immediate conversation. We inspire others to do the same, to approach their interactions with greater understanding and compassion. We foster a culture of empathy, where differences are valued, perspectives are respected, and connections are strengthened. This culture of empathy is essential, not just in our personal lives but also in the workplace, in our communities, and in society as a whole. It's the foundation for building strong relationships, resolving conflicts peacefully, and creating a more compassionate and understanding world. So embrace the power of empathy. Make it an integral part of your communication style. Listen with your heart, speak with understanding, and connect with others on a deeper, more meaningful level. The rewards will be immeasurable, both for you and for everyone you interact with. We've journeyed together through the 3 pillars of effective communication: active listening, clear articulation, and empathy. These pillars are not isolated elements but rather interconnected principles that work in harmony to create truly meaningful connections. Mastering these skills takes time, effort, and a willingness to continuously learn and grow. But the rewards are immeasurable. By becoming more effective communicators, we unlock a world of possibilities, stronger relationships, increased collaboration, and a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. Which of these skills do you want to improve? Drop a comment below. I'm eager to hear your thoughts and experiences. Let's keep the conversation going. Tell me in the comments, what's your biggest communication challenge? If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tips on becoming a better communicator. See you in the next video.